Hey, what's up, you guys? So you are really going to enjoy this video as I kind of give you an intro to what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be inviting some people, but listen, most of the people who are on my Facebook audience, they are entrepreneurs. A lot of them are in network marketing or in a home-based business. I want you to listen to this video. You are going to so appreciate the story that my dad is going to tell. So many of you remember old school network marketing. If you don't, let me just tell you that I grew up in this industry of network marketing, and we are so privileged today, kind of, sort of, there's pros and cons, because we have a lot of things that they just did not have back in the day. I mean, they had to go to meet people at their home to do a presentation. Now we can see people over the computer. There always had to be hotel meetings every week. Now we're on Zoom and, you know, doing webinars, and with a touch of a button, like, we don't have to mail in applications and money orders and, you know, all that y'all used to do, run into the mailbox, because, I mean, with the internet, with the click of a button, we can get things done and processed. But sorry about that. But there are some things that were lost, I believe, over the decades with technology coming. There's not the connectedness that there used to be in teams and groups. And if you all remember Art Williams from the late 70s to the 80s.
Late 70s through 1991.
Man, that guy just led a phenomenal company called A.L. Williams, which turned into Primerica. My parents were national sales directors in that company. Now, what I want to do is I want to do this video to inspire you all who are in your home-based business, because this industry of network marketing, I mean, you've seen it take people from zero to hero, right?
Absolutely.
From absolutely nothing, which is what they did for my parents, to over $50,000 a month. And so if you're in a company, there's probably trips and incentives and all of that, and you should be going for it. But I want you to listen and hear of some of the experiences that my mother and father had in this industry, and just let it inspire you to do great things for yourself and your business. So please share this video with people in your team to inspire them. I want you to tell about one of the trips that you won, where literally they were on the yacht of now billionaire Art Williams, who was the head of that phenomenal insurance network marketing company called A.L. Williams. So tell us a little bit about you being on the Lady Angela.
Well, Bunmi, trips are very important because of trips. It allowed us to grow in the business much faster, because we had an immediate goal, and the trips created competition. Now, back in the day, it was absolutely two things: fierce competition, which gave you recognition, and the crusade. I mean, those two things drove us, where we went from, like, what we say, zero to hero, from not knowing anything about insurance to becoming national sales director, and, you know.
What type of income did you see?
Well, I mean, we went from $68 the first check to over $53,000 back in the 80s.
A month. You gotta say a month.
Yeah. But in reference to the trip, I want to tell a couple of trips that would really impact us. And the first one is the trip to Boca Raton, Florida. That was our first winning, and we were like really just new RVPs, but that trip was built up for a couple of years, because at that particular time we were going after the competition in the insurance industry. The competition was a company called Prudential Life Insurance, who had been around for 100 years, and we had been around for 7 years. And after chasing that company for a number of years, in 1984, we beat that company. We sold more insurance than they did. And we had a convention. It was absolutely awesome. And we won our first big plaque in that company. But Bunmi wanted me to share with you another trip that was really, really great. It's called the Lady Angela trip. Lady Angela on the yacht, and they named it the yacht Lady Angela. And in order to do that, you have to really produce, it was like a 6-month run. And by that time, I mean, they were really what we call giants in the company. I mean, Jerry and I, we did well, but we weren't what they call the giants in the company, but we had to compete against the giants, and we competed fairly well. That Lady Angela trip was probably the most exclusive because you had only 7 couples that could win that trip.
Out of the whole company?
Of the whole company, but 7 couples per month, and you had less than 100 people to win that trip. But I remember we were competing against a guy named Mike Sharp. He was out of California, really giant guy. But we were chasing him. We didn't catch him, but we were chasing him. That allowed us to actually win the trip. And the trip was a Caribbean cruise on the yacht Lady Angela. And it was for 2 weeks, but only 7 couples, 14 people. And guys, they had 10 servants. Everything and anything that we want, all we had to do was ask the captain. He would go from island to island to island. And one really neat thing was, in our cabin, every time we would leave, these servants, they would go in and straighten things up. But it was so funny because we never saw them go in. They would go in, come out, we come back to the room, hey, this is fixed, that's fixed, and how did it happen? You know, so we thought that was kind of neat. Another thing was, when dinner time came, you could tell the captain what kind of fish you want. He would go to another island or wherever, dock, and get whatever you want. So, I mean, everything that we wanted, I mean, was at our fingertips. And that was really a unique trip, and was really exclusive because very few people were on that trip because, I mean, that was quite expensive to take 14 people all around the Caribbean for a couple of weeks from island to island, St. Thomas, I mean, all over the Caribbean.
All right, guys, and remember, this was not a cruise ship like the Carnival. This was billionaire Art Williams, his own yacht named after his wife. So I want to bring out a couple of things and make some teachable moments out of this, because those of you who are in network marketing, you heard my father say we were chasing after this guy. You know, there comes a point when you get really hungry that you need to look to someone who's doing more than you in your business, and you got to like see them as a target. Like, I want to be number one. That was the thing that y'all were always working to be number one, right?
Yeah, we had a slogan. You can be number 2, but you can't be number 1. It's because it's only one number 1. And people don't remember who was number 2, but they remember number 1. So another time where the guy actually became a good friend of ours. He mentored us. And his name was Lafayette Walk out of Rockville, Maryland. And we were out of Baltimore. And literally, for 4 years, we chased him. He was number 1 on the leaders bulletin every single month. There wasn't any question. The question was, who's going to be number 2? Because Lafayette was going to be number 1. And we started out down maybe number 19. Then over the years, we got in the top 10, and then the top 5. And then the last year, we were in the top 2. We were number 2, but Lafayette was number 1. I mean, this went on for a year, maybe 2 years. So everybody looked at the leaders bulletin. Well, they know number 1 and number 2. But we went to become national sales director. So Jerry and I, we could really rally our team because we were team builders. We could build a team. And we was going for the top position, national sales director, and we rallied the team that, hey, we're going to national sales director, we've got other people going for senior vice president, regional vice president. So the whole team was going for a promotion all the way down the line. So it was actually in March. Jerry's birthday is in March. You heard of March Madness. The team decided, look, Jerry, we're going to give you a birthday. You're a great leader. We're going to give you a birthday. And the deal was to do the impossible, beat Lafayette Walk. And by that time, Lafayette, he knew he was going to be number 1. He had an awesome team, a lot of young, fire guys. So we put together Take No Prisoners March Madness. Everybody was working around the clock. We go to the office 7 o'clock. We come back home 1 o'clock the next morning. I mean that was what we wanted to do. I mean that wasn't a job. That was fun, you know. So anyway, come March, we said we're going after Lafayette, and you know, of course, you don't tell anybody your strategy. So we kind of kept that a secret, but we all agreed, and we had a special meeting, an emergency meeting. The meeting was called at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
I mean, it was called at 1 a.m. in the morning. People from all around Maryland, they came to Baltimore for this strategy meeting. That's how committed the team was. You know, they get up and be there at 1 o'clock, and we didn't get to the meeting until about 4 o'clock. The meeting was, hey, we're going to beat Lafayette. We're going to get to our team. We're going to be national sales director. There's no national sales directors out in Baltimore, and we're going to be there. And guys, we worked, we produced, we picked up policies, we got promotion. I mean, it went on and on. And then, at the end of the day, when the leaders bulletin came out, Zeke and Jerry was number 1.
All right now.
And our good friend Lafayette, he called us to congratulate us. And he said, guys, I had to do a second take because when I looked at the leaders bulletin, I was looking to see who was number 2, and I was number 2. And you guys were number 1. And he really helped us throughout the year. But guys, we had so much fun. We produced, people made money, they got promoted, and they learned the business. They learned the business. So we don't have a lot of that today, but it's so important when a company's going to have a promotion or a trip. I mean, you early on, you make a decision that, oh, look, I'm winning this trip. There's no question about that. I'm on this ship. I'm on the boat. I'm in Hawaii. We went on trips to Tahiti, trips to Acapulco, trips to Germany. I mean, you know, if there was a trip, Zeke and Jerry was going to win that trip. I mean, we won every single trip the whole time we were in the company. But another really neat time in terms of promotional trip was when the company was transitioning from A.L. Williams to Primerica. Sandy Wild, some of you know about the stock market, he bought the company, and at that time mortgages was included into the insurance and the securities. And guys, don't let Zeke and Jerry get a head start on you, because we decided that this big giant, this guy had 10,000 people.
Who was it?
His name was Hubert H. Humphrey, and we had 500 people.
So he had 10,000 people on his team, and you only had 500 in yours.
We had 500
Okay.
total. And the deal was who could produce the most, we call smart loan. There were more mortgages. But the company just started, and we decided that, oh, you know, they just started, we can get a head start, you know. We know he was going to be number 1 at some point, because he was number 1 in everything. But this is just started. And we had 500 people, and Commercial Credit was a company that we worked with in Baltimore, and we decided, oh, look, we're going to be number one for at least a month. So anyway, we decided, guys, the team bought into that, and we picked up those applications for the mortgages. I mean, we had people coming in literally 5 a.m. in the morning, bringing mortgages in. I don't know whose house they were at 4 o'clock, but 5 o'clock they were still bringing mortgages in. And at the end of the day, that was 1991, we beat the great Hubert Humphrey in mortgages. And the recognition was at the in New York at the
Waldorf Astoria?
Yeah, what's the name of it?
The Waldorf Astoria?
Oh yeah, the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. And Sandoval presented this big giant plaque to Zeke and Jerry. Our team was called then Zeke and Jerry Jets. That's before we became the big group.
Was that the one that stood on the ground or what?
No, that wasn't the one that stood on the ground, but that was a big plaque, and we were number one in the entire company, and Hubert was number 2. Guys, that was a big deal because nobody beat Hubert. I mean, he was a giant. He had 10,000 plus people, but our team of committed 500, and we won a day. And we knew we had an opportunity, and we seized the opportunity. And we had so much fun, so much recognition, and we brought back, the plaque, and I mean, we celebrated.
Well, let me say a couple of things, guys. I'm talking to you all here, and you might want to share this with your team because this is just some really great home-based business history and some things for us to learn from. So one of the things he said, it was fun. That's how you got to make your work, where you don't know if you're working or if you're playing because you're so excited and passionate about what you do and you're on this crusade. To work is to play, and you just roll it all up together. And then you hear about the work ethic. I think that we are lazy these days as people in network marketing. I mean, I'm not lazy, but a lot of people are just, they sign up in businesses and they don't do anything. And they let the start stop them. But as Les Brown says, you got to be hungry. Can't you tell my parents were hungry? And they inspired their team to be hungry, to have a meeting at 1 o'clock in the morning, not on a computer, but physically. And people show up and they got to go to work the next day. You know they are hungry. They were hungry. So my parents always talk about using a little bit more principle. Well, what is it going to take for you to get to $10,000? What is it going to take for you to win that trip? Do whatever it takes and then a little bit more. Do whatever it takes to get the job done. So maybe now from this conversation you hear that you don't have that fire. You need to cultivate that fire within you and get hungrier. Or maybe you haven't been really working your business like a business and you haven't been using strategy and setting goals. Well, maybe you need to do that. Or maybe you haven't been going after the incentive trips and you've been saying, oh, that's for somebody else. But you hear when he said, well, listen, this guy has a team of 10,000. We only have 500, but we're going to set the goal and take a quantum leap, and we're going to believe that our team is going to beat the great Hubert Humphrey, who has 10,000 people. And what did they do? They did it.
We did it.
They did it. Absolutely. So just before we go, talk a little bit about what it was like to work with the great Art Williams, because you all worked closely with him and got to know Art.
Oh, we got to know Art. We actually, got to stay at his house.
Y'all stayed at his house?
Absolutely. I didn't know that. It's called Little. I forget the name of it, but
it was in Georgia, right?
Yeah, in southern Georgia. Little River. That was the name of it. And we stayed at the house. Art Williams was one of a kind. I have not seen any leader the last 30 days that was...
30 days, 30 years.
I'm sorry, 30 years that came close to Art. I mean, Art, he wanted it bad. And he wanted to be Prudential. I mean, his slogan was, look, I want to be somebody. I want to be somebody. I mean, I'm a little guy from South Georgia, and building a business giving him a chance to be somebody. And he dedicated his life every day to what we call getting after it. I mean, every day, I mean, you wake up, you go to bed And then the next day you wake up, man, I got to get after this thing because the competition is out there trying to, knock me off. So I got to get after it. I can't, take any prisoner. We going for it. And Art Williams, he was a master motivator. I mean, master motivator. I mean, we're talking about, he was the leader of these giant people. These guys were making like $2, $3, $4 million a year. I mean, back in the 80s and 90s. And,
in network marketing, guys.
Network marketing, basic network marketing, multi-level, 6 levels deep. And you're talking about a leader, guys that making $4 million, how big is his ego? I mean, it's huge. He has to manage these egos of all these leaders and keep them intact and keep them on track. And he was able to do that. But he got after it every single day. And then we came out with what they call the Monday morning management meeting. We had a satellite video in our office, and we were able to see Art Williams live every morning. That was a major event, and that helped with the production. But Art was one of a kind. There hasn't been anybody that has come close to him, in my opinion, in terms of building a company and going after competition and recognizing people.
Yes. Recognition is so important, guys. So on your teams, as you are building, even if you have a small team, remember that recognition. They say some men will die for it, others cry for it, but to have a person just to call you, to call their name, for you to, on your conference call, just to give some accolades to something that they did great that week. Remember, what you focus on expands, and what you celebrate, you will get more of. So learn to build people up and recognize people like the great Art Williams did. Go to YouTube, type in Just Do It A.L. Williams, and hear the great Art Williams Just Do It speech. And share that with your team. You remember that Just Do It speech?
Oh, do I remember it? I've heard that speech live probably a dozen times. Just do it. And one little quote out of that speech was so compelling, where people would say, "Well, Art, I need to sell my house. I need to sell my house," and I would say, "Just do it." The guy said, "Houses are not selling." I said, "Well, do it anyway." I mean, whatever you have to do, just do it. Yeah, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it till you can't do it no more. Now, the thing is to do all you can do. Mm-hmm. All you can do. Now, get this now. You need to do all you can do. Now, once you do all you can do, then that's enough. But you have to do all you can do. And most people don't do all they can do. Right. They quit before they do all they can do. But anytime that you do all you can do, then you can stop. But you can't stop until you do all you can do. Because all you can do is enough.
Awesome. Make sure you get that book added to your personal development library. All you can do is all you can do. And all you can do is enough, by the great A.L. Williams. But thank you so much for sharing this wisdom and this, going back in time with our audience. I appreciate you, Daddy. Any last words to say before we bon voyage?
Yeah, I got something I want to say. Just do it.
Awesome. And do it, and do it, and do it. See you guys. Bye-bye. Oh, hey, Alan. Let me see we got Kaya out here. Remember Kaya from Baltimore? Hey, Kaya. Derek from Spain is out here. Connie Gordon. Fernando was watching. Hey, Shelly. How you doing? Shelly Lohman and Tiffany. Hello, Maya and Tina. And hey, Jock. What's going on? Jock Kalanji is watching. And Tillis and Monica. Hello, everyone. Hey, Isaac. Wow, we had a lot of people on today. Share this with your team. Share this with people that you know. Share it on your wall. We just want to help everybody to win in this industry and win in life. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.